What is going on, guys? We are back from another DSP video, and today DSP streams WWE Champions. He starts replacing Stardew Valley and Street Fighter 6 with more streams of WWE Champions. We'll talk about the interview with Keemstar. Duty gets demonetized. Stuttering Craig is now reappearing in the DSP verse, and much more. But we start off with June the King, who is officially revealed on September 2nd, Monday morning. It will be the release of the DSP documentary. And it's going to be 3 hours and 42 minutes. Lovely. And then someone asked June the King, sure you don't want to take another week or so, look into the recent 180s done on his personality, probably in anticipation of your doc. Which June replies with, I feel like I get this message every week about Phil, yet no matter what happens, he remains on the same trajectory. My god, that is the truest thing anyone's ever said. How many chances has DSP had now in his 16-year career? And then it looks like Cerulean has modded DSP into Resident Evil, or as he calls it, Resident Evil. And everyone outside the Kino Casino and LOLCOW Live podcasts have been talking about how it's getting boring with the Kino Casino DSP, and speaking out about Keemstar and DSP and blah blah blah. Well, one of them is Kiwi Tapes, who apparently just got blocked by DSP. Then, as Agent Proper puts this out, Duty Streams has lost his monetization. Then you're probably wondering what happened, because we saw his spat with Keemstar, and Keemstar kept saying, let's have YouTube look into your channel. You're not doing transformative work. You're stealing content. Well, one of the things we got out of the interview, DSP interviewing Keem, was that Keem indirectly had a hand in Duty getting demonetized, as he said. Because apparently what happened was, on LOLCOW Live, they were discussing the whole Duty situation, and they were talking about it. And apparently that episode of the podcast got flagged for bullying and harassment. Then Keemstar contacted YouTube to give them more details to try and clear out this whole bullying and harassment flag. And he mentioned what Duty was up to, and then within 24 hours, Duty was demonetized. Now I put this out here as well. So what you see right here is a list from YouTube. This is straight from YouTube of things you can do to monetize and things you can't do to monetize. Now at the very bottom left, you see something that says edited footage from other creators, where you add a storyline or commentary. So technically, you don't even need commentary on your videos. And this is what I put out as a tweet. Under the do category, it says edited footage from other creators where you add a story or commentary. So in a sense, if Duty edits together videos of DSP to show a storyline, e.g. lied about WWE Champions, he doesn't even need commentary. Then we're not going to get too much into detail with the interview between Keemstar and DSP. It basically was two guys blowing each other, with Keemstar sucking up the DSP so he can get on LOLCOW Live. That was his original intent. He's always scheming, he's always trying to do something. And remember, back in the day, even as early as this year, stop watching Keemstar, stop watching Keemstar. Keemstar is a misery broker. He lives off of other people's misery. Here's what's wrong with this YouTube landscape. He is the devil of YouTube. And now, after blowing Keemstar on the interview, it is now resume watching Keemstar, resume watching Keemstar, dumb close-up, resume watching Keemstar. And then people started tweeting and retweeting stuff from Phil about the interview. And just look at this person's name right here. I can't say this on YouTube. And because he said nice things about DSP, DSP decided to retweet him. And King Sly retweets this and says, Phil Jesus Christ bro. And then Keemstar kept pushing DSP to collab with more people. And he had two suggestions. One was Stuttering Craig. He wanted him to face him over how he was treated last year in the Sidescroller interview. And guess what, guys? DSP sent an angry email to Stuttering Craig, bragging about how people love him now, shitting on the Sidescroller podcast, and wants him to come on Level 1 podcast and explain why he treated him like shit during the interview. Then Craig read the email, and he had a response for DSP. And guess what, guys? We're getting round 2 of Sidescrollers versus DSP.
Now, look, I'm not going to read the email because I'm only going to read what I sent to him, right? But what he sent to me is whatever. But the point is that he has asked me to come on his show, and I am considering it. But I will say this: he drives a hard bargain with such kind words like this, right? So I would like actually to ask you guys, based off of what you see and based off of what I've said in chat, this is for you as well. Should I go on the Dark Side Phil podcast and have this one-on-one? Because my thought is that I should, because I have invited him on the show again, and I said that I will appear on his show as well, to kind of finish it up. And honestly, like, I wouldn't be doing it for me. I feel like I'd be doing it more for him, because this is something that he's clinging onto, very much so. You know, he's very much held on to this for 18 months, and he very clearly has a lot in his chest. And if he wants to yell at me for an hour, that's fine. I'm totally okay with it.
And then Stutter Craig put this out. I have agreed to go on Darkside Phil's show next Thursday after my obligations with Sidescrollers are complete. It'll be a one-on-one interview. And at this point, everyone's saying, oh, this is going to be another Keemstar one. They're going to make up. They're going to blow each other because Craig wants to be the nice guy. But then something happens that could change everything if this goes through and happens. We have Adam Krigler, who is the hero of the Sidescrollers interview last year. And he says, I'm willing to tag in if necessary. Can you imagine highly inflated ego DSP versus Adam? Oh my god, that would be so beautiful. And also keep in mind, this would be after June the King documentary drops, so it could give them more ammo. But I'm really hoping Craig has some integrity, even though we all saw the grifting with the Sidescrollers, to stand up to DSP, push back at him, and not blow him like Keemstar did. Then I put this out. Imagine Sidescrollers versus Kino Casino. DSP versus Melanie Mac, battle of the Christian values. Adam versus Andy. Craig versus Triple P, LOL. And then the other person Keem suggested to DSP was Review Tech USA. And it all started with Review Tech USA saying Happy International Women's Day, shows Phil kissing his wife, and then this weird picture where there's face swap. And then DSP responds with a My Little Pony image that says Get Felted. Phil, you're really starting to turn into Chris Chan at this point. Then it appears after the interview with Keem, apparently Keem is coaching him and giving him advice, as Keem would show off his DMs, with one of them being from DSP where it says to set up a meeting with someone. Then we get to the decompression stream with DSP after the interview, and the whole thing was about him blowing himself, how he wants to collab with other people, but he also talked about how WWE Champions memes are harmful to him, and how it ruined his life, and nothing you can do can prove that he's down from the rafters, that he's even spent money on WWE Champions. Now keep that in mind, when he says, there is no way you can prove I took tips from online to pay a mobile game. Keep that in mind for later on. He also went on to say the bank leaks were not him because it didn't have his name on the account, despite in the original video and audio it having his name in it, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it did. And now that he thinks he's popular and everyone loves him, he is now open to do sponsorships and said it would be cool to get some. That is right, the guy that didn't want to shell out, that he wanted to stay true, be a crowdfunding individual. Now that he's getting money, now that he thinks people like him, he wants sponsorships now. And then people asked him about Kino Casino being far right, and DSP went on to say that he doesn't agree with most things politically with Kino Casino. And then he went on to blow himself even further, where he says that most content creators like him now, and all the hate online is gone. And guess what, guys? Yet another change to the streams. So remember when he would do a $50 goal, gunner classes, $100 hat goal, $150 vest goals. Guess what, guys? It's all gone. No more tier rewards. Just one goal of $150. And he said He's doing away with tier goals because the real goal is $150 and doesn't want to be deceitful about the goal. Which means he was lying when he said, all I want is $50 a stream. And also, guess what, guys? He's not guaranteeing when he meets 150 if he's going to even wear a gunner's hat or a vest. It depends on the day and what he's playing. And then, since he did the interview of Keem and he was happy about that, he told his audience, go harass other bigger streamers and content creators so they do interviews with me, they collab with me, they can work with me. He threw out names such as PewDiePie, Angry Video Game Nerd, and Doug Walker. And he went on to say, he will now only wear gunner glasses for serious games. No more tier goal rewards since there's only one goal of $150 now. Then another person he wants to collab with is Maximilian. He wants to play him in Street Fighter. He wants to talk about the old days of the FGC. And he put this tweet out. Yo, Maximilian. So it's been like a decade and the MVC collection comes out in 2 weeks. You down to run some sets? People say they want to see it and I'm down. Sorry for the public call out, but your DMs are closed and I don't know another way to get your attention. Now the dumbass that he is, he went to Max's Twitter and the last line in his About Me section has an email to contact him, and he didn't see it because it wasn't highlighted. But there was also one other problem with this as well. So apparently sometime in the past, he muted Maximilian. Of course, it's because of his jealousy of him getting sponsorships and getting views and money, and he didn't want to see it anymore, so he muted him. Then we have this video here. So much jealousy.
Here's the problem, and I hate to say this. It's not just Max, but it's everyone in the FGC. They have to get so hype over every new release because that's what prints them money. You have to understand that, okay? It's not just him. I'm not calling him out. It's the entire FGC. When a new fighting game comes out, they have to act like it's the best fucking thing ever because it prints them money. They want people coming to their streams, going to their tournaments, covering their stuff. You see what I mean?
And not only is he expecting $150 a stream now, he also wants $150 by the end of the pre-stream every single day. And you know why that is? Because on his channel, there's only one thing people watch, and that's the drama videos. The gameplay is absolutely dead on DSP Gaming. I'm telling you, soon in the future, DSP Gaming will change into DSP Drama. And then he's so open for a collaboration, he wants clout from other people. He is now open to VTuber collaboration. I wonder if It's a Gundam got an invitation for that, by the way. And then with DSP embracing that he plays WWE Champions, and he's gonna make streams playing and pulling Hogan's on stream now, which of course is just for tax purposes to try and cover himself in the future. So this is the official Reddit from WWE Champions, and this is the very first pinned message. Friendly reminder, any reference, comment, shitpost, joke, link, or whatever related to DSP Gaming equals ban. And look at the time too, 12 hours ago. This is right before his first stream of WWE Champions. And under moderator announcement, it just simply says, he's a piece of shit and has no place here, period. Imagine, you spend almost $200,000 on WWE Champions, you're trying to get a sponsorship, which we will get into, and you're promoting them and whatnot, and guess what? They say, fuck you, don't talk about us, nobody better talk about you, fuck you, give us your money, fuck you. And then it happened. Guys, the first and second ever WWE Champions stream. And Duty puts this out. Is Phil gonna lose his biggest whale for lying about WWE Champions? And then we see Only Iced Coffee, Cat Mom, in the chat. What the hell? I'm so confused, LOL. Phil. Now, of course, OIC is not going anywhere. They are so in love with Phil, they will not leave. It doesn't matter if he plays WWE Champions, doesn't matter if he's out in the open about it. In fact, he got a $100 tip from Lisa Lou during this stream. And what's the first thing he says when he starts up this very first ever stream of WWE Champions for denying it for like 7+ years? And flip-flopping, I play it, I don't play it. I used to play it, I used to spend money, I didn't spend any money on it, I still play it, blah blah blah. The first thing he says about his other account, because he created a brand new account just for on stream, his other account I've played this game for 7 years straight. And he says it's not down from the rafters, but guess what account has been active for 7 years? And Poems Josh adds on to it. So why did you tell people you stopped playing a few years ago, Philip? And also from Poems Josh, DSP went from telling people never play mobile games due to the predatory nature of them and how they prey on vulnerable people, to yelling at Scopely that he had an audience of thousands that want to give them money and try to get them to sponsor him. Yeah, keep this in mind as well when you watch all these segments about WWE Champions, about how he complains about people spending money on GTA Online, but watch how he spends money in WWE Champions. Then we have this one from Trigger Point. We are literally watching a crackhead.
Champion streamers, yeah, brother. Okay. Holy Testicle Tuesday. I just received, are you ready for this? $150 tip from DSP is champ. Please do another $100 pull. That was awesome. I do want to do one, but I want to get us to level 5 to do the better pull. That was a shitty loot. There's a better loot we can pull from that's an event loot, but we have to unlock it. So we have to hit level 5 account to do it. I promise you, I totally want to do another one, a better one, but it makes sense to wait and do the better loot, because as you saw, we didn't get very much good stuff out of that loot, right? So thank you for that. Here's another Hogan for you, brother.
Then despite him being on vacation, Triple P was in Phil's chat. The real one too. Phil checked his YouTube channel. And Triple P was pushing for DSP to play on his real account, not this made up one for stream. He kept pushing and pushing. Hopefully eventually he convinces him to admit he is down from the rafters and play it live on stream. That would be so delicious. And then it got really, really sad and pathetic more than usual. So a viewer, so this is DSP's viewer, who's worried about him. And this is not a troll, this is not a LARPer, this is an actual viewer saying this to Phil. The viewer tells DSP he has a gambling problem and gives him the gambling helpline. DSP says he doesn't have a problem because he spent like $60 today in game when he got $700 yesterday. And by the way, he has spent $322 between the two streams so far. And then, oh my god, this game has the most microtransactions I've ever seen. The graphics are absolutely terrible. And there's no gameplay at all. You click a button, you win or you lose, you pull some more, you buy some more loot. My god, this is the most predatory game I've ever seen. And guess what, guys? DSP had put on his acting chops to be surprised that Hogan pulls cost $110. Go watch Secret Limited's WWE Champion video on DSP. Shouldn't be a shock to him.
You know what I find hilarious about this? I open up their website. The first thing you see is a $99.99 coin pack to the right of your screen. Like, imagine if this is your first, for many of you, maybe this is your first exposure to this mobile game. This is your first exposure. The first thing they're showing you is they want you to spend $100. You haven't even gotten the game working yet, right? And they want you to spend $100? Like, what? Like, what the fuck? If they were smart, they would have put like $2 thing there, right? That's what we're like, oh, a new game and I could spend $2 and get something. I'll do that for a coin. $100 is the first thing they show on the screen. It's pretty fucking stupid, in my opinion.
And just when he thought it couldn't get any worse, he is now not only has a tips goal, a streak goal, but he also has a shirt rip goal. And what is the goal? In order to rip his shirt off, oh, guess what, guys? It is $1,000. That is right. If he gets $1,000 on every stream, he will rip his shirt off. That's basically one fundraiser every stream. He looked on Amazon for Hulk Hogan shirts that he can easily just rip open, and he said they were crazy expensive. They were $20. Keep in mind, he spent already $322 on this game. And on the weekend is the weekend events, the special ones where you spend more money on it. And guess what, guys? He's going to play it on the weekend as well on stream. We'll get to that, don't worry.
Philomania's running wild, brother. You want to see me rip the Philomania shirt? Let's get some tips.
Are you ready for this, guys? the mobile game addict has truly come out, because now he wants to replace Street Fighter 6 and Stardew Valley with more streams of WWE Champions. There's no way this could backfire on him and get him even more addicted, trying to run 2 accounts, one on screen and one off screen. Then we have Young Phil Energy. He had to correct himself real quick. And Ilion adds onto it, fucking knew it. Phil has not been able to afford his spending habits since Machinima dropped him. That says a lot about how he used to earn per year. Holy fuck.
Alright, so we're going to do that. However, in order to do that, I have to hide with the account, and the reason being, because when you click on that, it basically brings up the funding screen, and the funding screen shows fucking shit. I'm like, well, I can't do that. I don't want you to see my fucking credit cards and shit, or bank cards, or my PayPal.
So I believe because of the bankruptcy, he can't have any credit cards. However, this plays into my theory that he has credit cards in his wife's name and he's running up her debt, which potentially down the line could mean that she goes bankrupt, and then even more down the line, he has his second bankruptcy. Then we have this from TJ. He told us he stopped playing in 2018 on the plane ride home from his wedding because he's married, dude, and can't commit to mobile games anymore, as he lied about needing money for taxes, as his mommy paid those and for said trip and wedding. Wonder where that went. And this is what I was talking about earlier. How many times did we have to hear his "don't spend money in GTA Online," then spends $100 and talks about how much he's getting ripped off? Then we have this from Poem Josh. Take that, idiots. Psst. Phil, your detractors told you to play this game on stream years ago, but you pulled a hissy fit over how it would hurt you and your family because you didn't play that stupid fucking game they say I do.
We got, let's see here, $664 in tips for WWE Champions tonight, brother. Man, you know, you want to think about something. You know, maybe if my detractors didn't make such a big fucking deal about me playing mobile games, maybe this wouldn't have happened, because no one would have cared. But this is what happens when you harass someone for so fucking long, and then people realize what a bunch of fucking no-life losers you are, and they want to say fuck you, and they raise the middle finger to you in defiance, and then they support that person, because they're not fucking assholes, right? Exactly.
Then Bieber Sucks points this out. Here's $100 to buy this game. DSP. Thanks, but I'll decide what I use my money on. Here's $100 to buy this WWE Champions booster pack. DSP. Yes, sir. And then he was talking about sponsorships, how Scopely needs to sponsor him because he's the biggest WWE Champion streamer online. And think about that statement, and think about how that applies to him in 2020 during his bankruptcy. Then Poems Josh. Did you just forget you told both Sidescrollers and Kino Boys you contacted them trying to have your account name changed months ago? Yeah, Phil, why would you need your name changed if no one knew what your name was? Think about that, Phil. Just think about that. And then DSP has this bright idea. He wants to start a faction with his audience. He wants them to start spending money in the game to help him level up. So during certain events, it's a team-based thing so they can help propel him up in the rankings. And he also said, in order for it to work, he needs whales in the faction. Then Meow Block put this out. Haha, bro, this dude is fully trying to turn his audience into gambling addicts. He's legit pushing the shit onto his fans. Laughed my fucking ass off. I swear, if he gets Jade addicted to WWE Champions and gets him a gambling addiction, oh man, the internet will hate that. Then we have Toxic Dubs. He's gunning for that Scopely sponsorship. Amazing how fast he spends money considering he's just a casual player. I've never even spent $1 on mobile games. I thought that's what a casual was. Playing without paying. The addicts go straight to the polls. And then we have Darkseid of Flow. He's so sick in the head, he doesn't realize his mobile game addiction is what made him go bankrupt and nearly ruined his life. He hasn't learned anything, and now he thinks mobile games are a good thing because he made money for one night. This will end badly. Yes, the first night he made $757 in tips. The second night he made $223. Now it'll be interesting in his third stream if it stays the same or goes down even further, because he replaced Street Fighter 6 on Saturday with WWE Champions, so he can show people how these special weekend events go, which means more money spent, which means he needs more money coming in. And we have Mr. Ludacris. Like every poll, he's instantly like, this isn't the best version of this card. This card has 3 different versions. This version is the original. They released a while ago. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he knew the ins and outs of every single card, every single move. He even knew the storylines that the characters were in on TV. The funniest one when he said, oh, that's not Elias. That's when he pretended to be his brother. How would you know that, Phil? How would you know that? Or the other one was when he got Carrie Sane and goes, oh yeah, this is a return card because she got released and came back. How would you know that, Phil? And then Darkseid of Flow. Let me get this straight. He's spending on 2 accounts now, off and on stream. Is this type of spending really sustainable? No. No, it is not. Then it looks like Super Crazy is filing a lawsuit against DSP because of false DMCA claims and flags. He's looking for $10,000. He's raised $370. I want to say it's around $2,000 now. But yeah, this reminds a lot of people of the Eric Miller, pastor, whatever you want to call him, when he tried to sue DSP, or said he was going to sue DSP, and we all know how he ended. Now, I don't think Super Crazy is trying to do the same thing. I think he actually wants to sue DSP. I don't know how well this is going to go, because I don't see this actually winning in court, because there's a lot of things you have to prove. Being in the court of opinions is one thing. Being in the courts of law, when you have to explain all this internet stuff to like boomers and stuff, that's where things get tricky. And what this whole thing boils down to is when DSP struck one of his videos, he got a notification for bullying and harassment, which then kicked him out of the partnership. This is the same video that DSP said he took the claim away because the person learned their lesson, which means he intentionally struck that video. At the same time, DSP said a viewer came to him, told him Super Crazy was blatantly ripping off his content with no commentary, so he automatically struck it. So you're telling me, Phil, you didn't watch the video, you just automatically struck him because someone else told you he was doing it. That doesn't make any sense. And the best part is, he watched Super Crazy's video about suing DSP on the pre-stream, and he kept backpedaling, saying, oh, I accidentally struck him. Oh, I accidentally did it in error. I didn't mean to do it. I misspoke in the video that we're watching right now. So you're saying you gave him a false DMCA claim. The thing that he's trying to sue you for, Phil. Now, I don't see this working out in Super Crazy's favor. I just don't think the court of law with boomers and stuff, this will work for him. But then again, weirder things have happened. And then DSP went on to say, he was told to claim videos by Machinima. They even went in his dashboard and did it themselves, under his name. Funny how people are using claims in your name, even back as far as Machinima, and you have nothing to do with it, eh, Phil? DSP had to tell Machinima to stop because it wasn't stopping anything. That's right, so the reason he told them to stop is because it wasn't effective. And then we have this one here where he talks about casual statements where he misspoke in the videos and he said certain things are not admissible in court.
One final thing I'd like to mention is during the video where DSP showed his flag history, he claimed later he went back and removed the copyright strike. That is correct. The reasoning he gave for removing the strike was he felt they learned their lesson. That's just me casually saying something in a video. That has absolutely nothing to do with the reason I retracted it. I'm telling you right now, the reason I retracted it is because I must have realized, oops, it actually was transformative and it wasn't good on me to do that. I shouldn't have done that. I thought, if you actually watched the video you just referenced, it said, I thought this was another copy paste job. Someone had emailed me about it and I took it down per that information, then realized my mistake and I retracted it. That's what happened. It said it right there in the video, but you didn't listen. You're turning this into your own thing because you heard me say, I felt they learned their lesson. That was just an off-the-cuff comment that's not a legal statement. You're insane.
Then one of the funniest things ever is as he's watching Super Crazy's video, the meme of "Isn't it Shawn Michaels" comes up. And DSP apparently doesn't understand the "Isn't it Shawn Michaels" meme and called people mentally stunted. and said that he doesn't understand it because he's not in the circle jerking community. Then, DSP puts this tweet out. Working on some very interesting stuff right now. Can't talk about any of it until it's locked in. Then why would you put this tweet out? But let's just say if you like the last month of content, you are going to likely be very pleased with what I have cooking. And that's where we're at right now. Any updates I'll let you guys know. So if you like that video, click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe my other channels on the details or the end cards. And as always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.